Have you ever imagined what you would do if a heart attack hit while you were completely alone? It's a terrifying thought, and unfortunately, it happens more often than most people realize. Many assume they'll have enough time or that someone else will be around to help. But the reality is those first few minutes are the most critical. What you do or fail to do can be the difference between life and death. The good news is, even if you live alone or spend much of your time by yourself, you can still survive a heart attack, provided you act quickly and know the right steps. In this video, we'll walk you through 7 vital actions to take the moment a heart attack begins and no one else is around. These steps are straightforward, practical, and potentially life-saving. You don't need medical training. You don't need special equipment. You just need to stay calm and be prepared. We'll break it all down: how to recognize the first warning signs, what to take immediately, how to ease the workload on your heart, and even the small but crucial actions that might buy you just enough time to get professional help. Make sure to stay with us until the end, because the last few steps are the ones most people forget, and they might be the very ones that save your life. Don't wait until it's too late to learn what your body is trying to tell you. Let's dive in. Number 1, recognize the earliest warning signs. The very first and most important step in surviving a heart attack on your own is knowing what it actually feels like, not just in your chest, but throughout your body. Many expect a dramatic, crushing chest pain like in the movies. But in reality, heart attacks often start with much subtler symptoms, easy to dismiss until it's too late. What you should watch for is a heavy, uncomfortable pressure or squeezing in the center of your chest. It may feel as if something is weighing you down, or as if your chest is slowly filling with cement. The sensation might come and go, tempting you to think it's nothing serious. But if it lasts more than a few minutes or keeps returning, don't ignore it. Other early red flags include shortness of breath, even without chest pain. You may feel like you've just climbed a hill, even while sitting still. Some experience pain radiating to the arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw. Others feel lightheaded, break into a cold sweat, or become nauseated and dizzy. For older adults or women, the discomfort may feel more like pressure in the back or stomach than in the chest. Take Richard, age 74, for example. He was sitting at his kitchen table when he noticed a tightness just under his collarbone, almost like heartburn, but soon he realized he couldn't catch a full breath, and his hands began to sweat. He remembered reading that not all heart attacks begin with obvious chest pain. Instead of brushing it off, he acted, and that decision may have saved his life. The body often whispers before it screams. And when it comes to heart attacks, those whispers may be your only chance to respond before lasting damage sets in. If you wait for the classic chest-clutching scene, it might already be too late. So the next time something feels off, especially if it's a mix of pressure, breathlessness, or unusual fatigue, stop immediately. Don't try to push through. Don't tell yourself it's just indigestion. Recognizing the warning signs is your very first lifeline. Take them seriously, no matter how small they seem. Your survival may depend on it. That was number 2. Call emergency services right away. The moment you suspect a heart attack is beginning, your very next step, without hesitation, is to call 911. Do not wait to see if the symptoms pass. Do not attempt to drive yourself, and don't assume you're simply overreacting. Dialing emergency services is not just the fastest way to get help, it's the single most effective action you can take to stay alive. A heart attack isn't something you can simply shake off. Every second is crucial. The longer your heart is deprived of oxygen, the more severe the damage becomes. But the moment you dial 911, trained professionals are already on their way, prepared with equipment, medication, and the skills to keep you alive if your heart were to stop before reaching the hospital. If your condition suddenly worsens, which is common, you won't be able to help yourself. That's why getting behind the wheel is among the riskiest decisions people make in this situation. You could lose consciousness, cause an accident, or delay your own treatment. The safest choice is to let emergency responders come to you. Think about Linda, 78. She noticed an unusual ache in her left shoulder, then waves of nausea and a cold sweat. Her first thought was to call her son, but she recalled a nurse's advice. If you think you might be having a heart attack and you're alone, call 911 first. Talk to family later. She followed that advice. By the time the ambulance arrived, her symptoms had worsened, but the paramedics were prepared and stabilized her right away. That call saved her life. You don't need to be absolutely certain it's a heart attack before calling. Dispatchers won't be upset if it turns out to be something else. In fact, they'd rather send help you didn't need than risk missing the chance to save you. Keep your phone within easy reach, especially if you live by yourself. If symptoms strike and you can't speak clearly, use the emergency call button. Most phones have a shortcut even when locked. Learn where it is and use it. If you're still watching this and finding the advice helpful, leave a comment with the number 2 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support allows us to keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's continue. Step 3, chewing an aspirin slowly and calmly. After contacting emergency services, the next most powerful action you can take is surprisingly simple. Chew an aspirin. Don't swallow it whole, chew it slowly, even if your hands are trembling. If you have a standard 325 milligram aspirin and you're not allergic or taking a blood thinner that makes it unsafe, this one act can greatly improve your chance of survival. Aspirin works by thinning the blood, helping slow or stop the growth of the clot that's blocking one of your coronary arteries, the cause of the heart attack itself. Chewing the tablet gets it into your bloodstream faster than swallowing. Research shows this can buy precious minutes, sometimes even restoring partial blood flow before help arrives. It's best not to take aspirin on an empty stomach, but during a heart attack, the risk of clotting outweighs that concern. Avoid coated or delayed release aspirin. If that's all you have, chew it anyway. You want the effect to start immediately. Consider Joe, 72. One morning, he felt a tight pressure spreading from his chest to his neck. He remembered the aspirin in his kitchen cabinet. Sitting down, he chewed one tablet while waiting for paramedics. Later, his cardiologist told him that simple step likely reduced the damage to his heart. That little pill, the doctor said, kept things from getting worse. If you live alone, keep aspirin in places that are easy to reach, on a nightstand, in a kitchen drawer, or even in your wallet. Check expiration dates and let your family know where it's stored in case they ever need to help. This action may seem small, but it's backed by science and practiced by emergency responders worldwide. Chewing aspirin at the onset of a heart attack isn't just a tip, it's a proven intervention. And in those critical first minutes, it could be the difference between walking out of the hospital or never making it there. Step 4, sit or lie down to protect your heart. After you've called for help and taken aspirin, your next responsibility is straightforward but essential. Stop moving. Sit or lie down in the safest and most comfortable position you can manage. This isn't the time to pace, gather belongings, or unlock doors unless it's absolutely necessary. Any extra physical effort puts additional pressure on your heart, which is already struggling to get the oxygen it needs. The best thing you can do is sit with your back supported, feet flat on the ground, and arms resting comfortably. This position eases the heart's workload as you wait for paramedics. If you begin to feel faint or lightheaded, Lie on your side with your head slightly raised, and don't try to push through the discomfort. That mindset might have helped in other parts of your life, but right now it's a risk you can't take. Many people feel awkward calling for help and then simply sitting still. But don't mistake stillness for inaction. In reality, resting is doing something important. It gives your heart time to stabilize, slows down your breathing, and helps your body conserve its already limited oxygen supply. Take Alice, 81, as an example. When she first felt the pressure spreading across her chest, her instinct was to tidy up the kitchen and prepare herself. But then she remembered her doctor's advice. If you think it's your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait. She sank into her recliner and waited for help. Later, she learned that staying still likely prevented her symptoms from escalating into cardiac arrest. So if you ever notice those warning signs, tightness, shortness of breath, dizziness, don't try to finish your task. Stop immediately or move as little as necessary to reach a safe spot. Sit or lie quietly, breathe slowly, and let your body focus on the one thing that matters most: survival. Here's another simple but often overlooked tip. If you're on a chair without armrests, don't slump. Keep your back supported and your chest open. The more upright and relaxed your position, the less effort your heart has to make. If you're still here watching and finding this helpful, leave a comment with the number 4 so I know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and turn on the bell icon too. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's continue. Number 5, unlocking your door for emergency responders. If you still have the strength after calling for help and sitting down, one of the most useful things you can do is unlock your front door. It might seem small, but in an emergency, every second matters, and a locked door can waste precious time. Of course, paramedics are trained to break in if needed, but forced entry costs time, causes damage, and could even startle or injure you if you're near the entry. Unlocking the door in advance allows them to walk in and start treatment right away. Those saved minutes could mean everything for your heart. If you live alone, especially in an apartment or gated complex, plan ahead. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Is your address clearly visible? Do you have a neighbor with a spare key? These details may seem unimportant until suddenly they're critical. Consider Paul, 76, who lives in a condo. When his symptoms began, he called 911, chewed an aspirin, and unlocked his door, all within 2 minutes. The paramedics told me that single step got them in 30 seconds faster and saved them from breaking the door, he later recalled. I never would have thought of it, but it may have gotten me help just in time. If walking to the door feels too risky, don't attempt it. Stay seated and focus on your breathing. But if you're close enough and steady on your feet, take those few steps to unlock it. You might even consider installing a smart lock with remote access or keeping a medical lockbox outside, especially if you live alone or have mobility challenges. It's a small step, but it sends a clear message to rescuers. You're prepared. You've done your part. Now it's their turn to do the rest. Number 6, using your phone's speaker or medical ID features. When you're waiting alone during a heart attack, your phone becomes more than a communication device. It's your lifeline. One of the smartest things you can do is switch to speaker mode. This lets you talk to emergency responders hands-free so you can focus on steady breathing and staying calm without the strain of gripping your phone or holding it to your ear. When you're in distress, even lifting a phone to your ear can make breathing more difficult. Switching to speakerphone not only eases the physical strain, but also allows the dispatcher to hear you more clearly if you become too weak to speak. It lets them pick up on crucial background cues, your breathing, your movements, even the tone of your voice. Beyond that, every smartphone today has something equally vital: an emergency medical ID. On an iPhone, it can be accessed right from the lock screen. Most Android devices have a similar function. This feature contains life-saving details such as your age, allergies, medications, and medical history. If you lose consciousness before paramedics arrive, this information can save valuable time and guide critical decisions about your care. Take Susan, 79, for example. She collapsed just minutes before help reached her. Because her medical ID was already set up, the paramedics instantly saw that she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin. That knowledge spared her from receiving a treatment that could have made things worse. They also contacted her daughter directly through the emergency contact stored in her phone. Setting this up takes less than 5 minutes but can last a lifetime. Be sure to include your name, date of birth, key medical conditions, any medications you take, allergies, and 1 or 2 emergency contacts. This isn't just for the tech savvy, it's for anyone who may one day need help when they can't speak for themselves. So, if you ever feel the first signs of a heart attack, put your phone on speaker, stay connected, and lean on the calm, steady voice, guiding you. Their instructions and presence can make those minutes far less terrifying. And if you can't speak before help arrives, your phone may still speak for you. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, type the number 6 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. Your support makes it possible for us to keep sharing content that informs and inspires. Now, let's continue. Number 7, slow your breath to steady your heart. In the middle of a heart attack, panic can quickly take over. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts race, and every second grows heavier. But you still have one powerful tool left, your breath. Used wisely, it can calm your nervous system just enough to give your heart a fighting chance to hold steady. Controlled breathing won't cure a heart attack, but it can stop your body from spiraling into shock while you wait for help. The more anxious you feel, the faster your heart may race. Slowing your breath can gently bring that rhythm back down. You don't need anything complicated. Try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it briefly, then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat. Focus on this rhythm. It gives your body something steady to anchor to, and it can reduce the risk of dangerous arrhythmias triggered by stress. Think of Frank 83. When the pain struck, he felt like fear was drowning him, but he remembered a simple breathing exercise his doctor had once taught him. He centered himself, breathed deeply, and released the panic. By the time paramedics arrived, his heart was still unstable, but not in full arrest. I just kept thinking, stay calm, stay alive, he later said. You can practice this anytime while resting, when anxiety creeps in, or even while watching TV. The more natural it feels, the more instinctively your body will use it when the stakes are high. Breathing won't repair blocked arteries, but it can buy you time. It can keep oxygen flowing and give your heart a chance to hold on. In those crucial final minutes before help arrives, that edge may be all you need. Stay still, stay alive. Surviving a heart attack on your own isn't just about luck. It's about preparation, awareness, and calm action. These 7 steps may seem small individually, but together they create a powerful chain that can save your life. Recognize the warning signs. Call for help right away. Take a sprint if possible. Sit or lie down to conserve energy. You'll make it easier for rescuers to reach you. Use your phone's emergency tool. Slow your breathing to steady your heart. Each step buys you precious time. Each step gives you back a measure of control. And together, they remind you of something vital. Even alone, you are not powerless. A heart attack can feel like the most frightening kind of isolation, but with these steps, you are never truly helpless. You have tools, you have knowledge, and now you have a plan. So ask yourself, what stood out to you most today? Was there a step you hadn't considered before, or one you see differently now? Think about how to apply this to your life and consider sharing it with someone you care about. You might not just save your own life, you could save theirs too. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. Your thoughts inspire and encourage us. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support fuels our mission to keep creating content that informs and inspires. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.